Have you ever had one of those days where your mind just refuses to be still? You wake up, and before your feet even touch the floor, your thoughts are already racing. Deadlines, responsibilities, conversations you're replaying, fears about tomorrow, regrets from yesterday. 1,000 mental tabs open, all running at once. Even in the stillness of night when the world quiets down, your mind doesn't. You lie awake, scrolling through your phone or staring at the ceiling, wishing for peace, but finding only more thoughts, more pressure, more noise. Sound familiar? We live in a world that celebrates hustle. We're told that faster is better, that productivity defines our worth, that rest is weakness, and that stillness is laziness. Every moment is filled with screens, notifications, demands, and noise. The pressure to keep up at work, in relationships, with the world is constant. But what about peace? What about that quiet moment when everything inside you says, "I'm okay"? What about clarity? What about feeling whole not when you achieve more, but when you simply allow yourself to be? You see, the world may have forgotten the value of inner stillness, but that doesn't mean you have to. If you clicked on this video, if you're still watching right now, I believe you're searching. Not for a productivity hack, not for another to-do list, but for something deeper, something quieter, something true. You're searching for calm. Not someday, not when everything's done, not after the next vacation, but now. Because the truth is, peace doesn't come from what's outside of you. It doesn't come from the perfect schedule or the clean inbox. Peace comes from within. It's not something you earn. It's something you access. And no, despite what the world may have convinced you, you don't need to be a monk on a mountaintop to find it. You don't need to escape your life. You just need to return to yourself. That's what we're doing today. Not escaping, not numbing, not distracting, but entering, arriving, coming home to a part of you that's always been there waiting beneath the noise. Today, I'll walk you through some powerful yet simple relaxation techniques that you can use anywhere, anytime to calm your mind and reconnect with peace. You won't need hours of free time. You won't need fancy equipment or a meditation app. You won't even need silence in the world around you. What you will need is willingness, a few minutes of your presence, and a single breath. That's it. Because a single breath, when taken with full awareness, can do what an entire day of distractions never will. It can bring you back to your body, back to the present moment, back to the calm that still exists beneath the chaos. And let me tell you something I wish someone had told me years ago. You don't have to earn your rest. You don't need to do more in order to deserve peace. You don't have to prove anything to be allowed a moment of stillness. You are allowed to stop, to breathe, to let go right here, right now. And in this space, in this sacred pause, you might just find something you've been missing. Yourself. So as we move forward, I want to invite you to do something simple but powerful. Put your phone on silent. Sit in a way that feels supported. Let your shoulders relax. Unclench your jaw. Soften your gaze. And just breathe. In through your nose. Out through your mouth. Slow. Easy. Present. Let this be your moment, not for performance, not for perfection, but for presence. Because you are more than your stress. You are more than your productivity. You are not your to-do list. You are a living, breathing human being, and you deserve peace, not later. Now, let's begin this journey together. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly paid attention to your breath? Not just breathing to survive, but breathing to reset, to reconnect, to come home to yourself. You see, most of us go through life in shallow breaths, rushed, reactive, disconnected. And it's no wonder. We live in a world that's always asking us to move faster, to think more, to be everywhere at once. But what if I told you there's a way to slow down time from the inside out? What if you had a remote control for your nervous system and all it took was one breath? That's exactly what the 4-7-8 breathing technique is, a simple, powerful tool that anyone can use, anytime, to calm the body, quiet the mind, and return to a state of peace. Here's how it works. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold the breath for 7 seconds. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 seconds. That's one round. Try it with me. Inhale 1 to 3, 4. Hold 1,000,000 to 130 for 1,567. Exhale 1 to 3 for 5, 6, 7, 8. Feel that. Now repeat this cycle for just 3 to 5 minutes. That's it. No equipment. No special setting. Just you and your breath. So what's actually happening here? This technique activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your body that says, "You're safe now. You can relax. You can stop bracing." And when your body gets that message, your heart rate slows. Your muscles soften. Your thoughts settle. It's like flipping the switch from fight or flight to rest and restore. It's one of the fastest natural ways to lower anxiety, stop racing thoughts, and bring your mind back into balance. But here's what's even more powerful. The more you use this technique, the more your body remembers how to calm itself. You're not just surviving the moment, you're retraining your entire system to respond differently to stress. This is the science of peace. And it starts with the breath. I remember the first time I tried this. I was in a parking lot, overwhelmed, anxious, on the verge of a panic attack. I had read about this for 7-8 thing, but never really thought it would work. But I figured, why not? I had nothing to lose. So I sat in my car, closed my eyes, and did the count. At first, it felt forced, mechanical. But by the third round, something shifted. My shoulders dropped, my jaw unclenched, and for the first time in hours, maybe days, I felt like I had space in my mind again. Not silence, maybe, but space. And that space saved me. It reminded me that I had a choice even in moments of chaos. A choice to return. A choice to breathe. A choice to reclaim my calm. Since then, I've used for 7-8 breathing in some of the most difficult moments of my life, before public speaking, intense conversations, during sleepless nights. It's become one of the most trusted tools in my self-care toolbox. And the best part? No one even has to know you're doing it. You could be in a crowded room, on a Zoom call, sitting at your desk, and still return to calm without saying a word. Just count in your head and breathe with intention. So I ask you now, when stress rises, will you run? Or will you breathe? When your mind races, will you react? Or will you return to center? Your breath is not just air. It's access. Access to your inner wisdom, your deeper self, your stillness. And you already have it. You don't need to earn it. You don't need to be perfect. You don't even need to feel ready. You just need to begin. Right now. One breath at a time. Let this be your anchor. The next time you feel overwhelmed, take just 3 minutes and do the 4-7-8 breath. See how it changes the energy in your body. How it softens the edges of your thoughts. How it reminds you that peace isn't something you have to chase. It's already here, waiting in your next breath. So go ahead. Inhale, hold, exhale, and come home to yourself. Let me ask you something personal. When was the last time you truly relaxed your body? Not just sat down, not just took a nap, but actually let go from your toes to your shoulders to your jaw to your thoughts. Because here's the truth no one really tells us. We carry our stress in our muscles before we ever notice it in our minds. Think about it. Have you ever had a long day and noticed your shoulders were practically glued to your ears? Or caught yourself clenching your jaw without even realizing it? Or rubbing the back of your neck, trying to loosen that one tight spot that always comes back? That's your body speaking. That's tension living in you silently. Our stress doesn't just live in our thoughts. It embeds itself into our muscle memory, into the way we stand, sit, breathe, and move. And that's why progressive muscle relaxation, or PMR, is one of the most powerful tools we have to restore both the body and the mind. Because when you relax your body, your mind follows. So, how does it work? It's beautifully simple. You start at one end of your body, your feet, for example, and move upward, slowly and mindfully. For each muscle group, you do 2 things. Tense the muscles gently for about 5 seconds, just enough to feel the strain, not to hurt yourself. Release the tension slowly and completely. Notice the contrast. Feel the letting go. Then you move to the next area. Toes and feet, calves, thighs, abdomen, chest, hands and arms, shoulders, neck, jaw, forehead. You move through each part of your body like you're switching off lights in a house, one by one, until the whole system powers down. It's not just physical, it's deeply emotional. Because every release becomes a message to your mind. You are safe now. You don't have to fight anymore. You can rest. I remember doing this for the first time during a particularly tough week. Everything felt heavy: deadlines, family responsibilities, emotional weight I couldn't explain. I couldn't think clearly, couldn't sleep well, couldn't just calm down, no matter how hard I tried. Then someone suggested PMR. To be honest, I was skeptical. Tense your muscles to relax them. It sounded contradictory, but I gave it a shot. I laid down in my room. No music, no distractions, just me and my breath. I started with my feet, tightened, released, then calves, then thighs, and so on. By the time I got to my jaw and forehead, I felt like I had let go of weeks of tension in just 10 minutes. I didn't even realize how much I was holding on until I finally allowed myself to let go. Here's the deeper truth. So many of us are walking around in defense mode. Our bodies are bracing for conflict, for stress, for uncertainty. Even if our minds say we're fine, our muscles are telling a different story. PMR helps bridge that gap. It helps you reconnect. It teaches your body how to soften. And through that softness, your mind begins to heal. Let me guide you through a simple sample round. Wherever you are right now, sitting, standing, lying down, just take a moment for yourself. Start with your hands. Gently clench your fists. Hold for 5 seconds. Feel the tension. Now release slowly. Feel the warmth spread as the muscles soften. Now your shoulders. Shrug them up toward your ears. Height. Tighter. Hold. Now drop them. Let them fall naturally. Breathe. Finally, your jaw. Clench your teeth together just a bit. Feel that familiar tightness. Now release. Let your mouth open slightly. Notice how even your thoughts feel a little lighter. You can keep going on your own or revisit this video anytime for a full body walkthrough. But even these few steps can make a difference. The beauty of PMR is that it's accessible to everyone. You don't need a gym. You don't need yoga experience. You don't need 60 free minutes. You just need a few moments of awareness and a willingness to release. And that's a powerful metaphor for life, isn't it? We often think the answer to overwhelm is to push through, to fight harder, to carry more. But maybe the true answer is the opposite. Maybe peace isn't found in the pushing. Maybe it's found in the softening, in the release, in learning to be gentle with yourself again. So, the next time you feel on edge, when your mind is cluttered, when your body feels stiff and disconnected, when the day has been too much, try this. Start at your feet. Move upward with intention. Tense. Release. Feel. Let go. Come back to yourself. Because when you let go physically, you also let go emotionally. And when you train your body to soften, you teach your mind how to feel safe again. This isn't just a technique. It's a way home. And you deserve to return not just once, but daily. Because peace isn't something you visit. It's something you practice. And it starts with you. Let me begin with a question. Where are you right now? I don't mean where your body is. I mean, where's your mind? Is it running through a to-do list for tomorrow? Replaying a conversation from yesterday? Worrying about things that haven't even happened yet? If so, you're not alone. Most of us spend our lives living in two places, the future we fear or the past we can't change. And in doing that, we miss the one place where peace actually exists. Right here. Right now. You see, anxiety lives in the future. Regret lives in the past. But true calm can only be found in the present moment. And yet, the present moment is the one place we often forget to visit. So how do we come back? How do we return to now, especially when our minds are racing, when emotions are high, when everything feels like too much? There's a beautiful technique I want to share with you. It's simple, it's quick, and it works. It's called the 5-4-3-1 grounding method. It's designed to help you gently shift your focus from the chaos in your mind to the calm that's always available through your senses. Let's walk through it together. Step 1. Name 5 things you can see. Look around you. Right now. What are 5 things you can see? The color of the wall. The light streaming through a window. A shadow on the floor. The shape of your hands. Maybe even your phone screen, gently glowing. Don't judge what you see. Just notice it. Why this matters. When your mind is flooded with anxious thoughts, bringing attention to your visual field helps anchor you in reality. It reminds you that you're here. That life is happening now, not in the thoughts swirling around your head. Step 2. Name 4 things you can touch. Now, shift to the sense of touch. What are 4 things you can physically feel right now? The fabric of your shirt against your skin. The temperature of the air on your face. The ground beneath your feet. Your fingers gently resting in your lap. Touch is incredibly grounding. It connects us back to our something we often abandon when we're stuck in overthinking. When you reconnect to physical sensation, you give your nervous system a signal. You're back. You're safe. Step 3. Name 3 things you can hear. Pause and listen. What are 3 sounds in your environment right now? Maybe you hear the hum of a fan, the distant murmur of traffic, the ticking of a clock, or the gentle rhythm of your own breath. There's a quiet world always happening around us, but we rarely tune into it, especially when our minds are loud. By intentionally focusing on sound, you begin to lower the volume of your inner dialogue. You start listening instead of thinking. Step 4. Name 2 things you can smell. This one can be subtle, but trust me, it matters. What can you smell right now? Maybe it's a candle nearby, the scent of coffee lingering in your cup, the fresh air coming through a window, or maybe it's the absence of a strong smell, which is still something to notice. Smell is closely tied to memory and emotion. By tuning into it, you begin to gently reconnect with your environment, pulling yourself further away from the whirlwind of thought and back into the grounding presence of your body. Step 5. Name 1 thing you can taste. Lastly, your sense of taste. Is there anything you can taste right now? Maybe a lingering flavor from a recent meal, the taste of water on your tongue, or even just the neutral feel of your mouth at rest. This final step completes the grounding cycle. And just like that, you've returned. From racing thoughts, from anxious spirals, from emotional overwhelm, you've come back to this moment, this breath, this life. The 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique isn't magic, but it is medicine. It's a gentle reminder that peace isn't a destination. It's a practice. And that practice is built on awareness, on presence, on the courage to pause. Let me share something personal. I've used this technique in some of my most overwhelmed moments. In the middle of a stressful workday, when I couldn't fall asleep at night, even during moments of grief or heartbreak. Each time, it brought me out of my head and back into my body. Out of fear and back into safety. Out of future and past and back into now. You don't need a therapist in the room. You don't need a meditation app. You don't even need silence. You just need your senses and your willingness to show up for yourself. So next time your thoughts feel like a tornado, don't try to fight the storm. Ground yourself. Use your eyes, your hands, your ears, your breath. Let the world around you remind you. You are here. You are safe. You are not your anxiety. You are awareness itself. Try it now. You don't have to wait until you're panicking. Practice it today so it's there when you need it most. Because the mind may wander, but the body, the senses, they always lead you home. And you deserve to come home to yourself. Again and again and again. Let me start with a thought. If your mind can imagine chaos, then it can also imagine peace. So many of us live in a state of inner noise, of thoughts racing, pressure building, stress constantly simmering beneath the surface. And when we feel overwhelmed, we often tell ourselves we need to get away from work, from people, from life. But what if I told you? You don't need to get away. You just need to go within. Right now, wherever you are, sitting at your desk, lying in bed, riding on the train, you have access to a powerful, healing space inside your own mind. It's called visualization. And it's one of the most underrated tools for instant relaxation, emotional reset, and inner safety. Let's try something together. Take a deep breath in through your nose and let it out gently through your mouth. Now, close your eyes unless you're driving, of course. And imagine this. You're walking along a quiet beach. The sun is beginning to set. The sky is painted in soft shades of gold and pink. The waves gently kiss the shore in a slow, steady rhythm. You feel the warm sand beneath your feet. The breeze brushes your skin. You breathe in the salty ocean air, and for a moment everything feels okay. Or maybe your safe place isn't a beach. Maybe it's a cool forest path with tall trees and bird song in the distance. Or a cozy room, dimly lit, with soft blankets and the sound of rain tapping on the window. Wherever it is, this place is yours. A space where you are safe. Where no one needs anything from you. Where you don't have to fix, prove, or chase. where your only job is to be. Here's the truth. Your brain doesn't really know the difference between imagination and reality, not in the way we think. That's why you can feel anxious just thinking about a stressful conversation. Your heart starts racing, your palms sweat even though nothing is happening in the real world. Now flip that. If thinking about something stressful can make your body react, then imagining something peaceful can help your body relax. Visualization is not fantasy. It's not escape. It's training a way to show your nervous system what calm feels like again. Because the more you practice visualizing peace, the easier it becomes to return to it when you really need it. I remember a time when I used this technique almost every day. It was during a difficult season. Work was overwhelming. I was dealing with personal loss, and I felt like the ground beneath me was constantly shifting. There were days when I felt like I couldn't breathe, when I would sit in my car in silence, just trying to gather myself before walking into another meeting. That's when I started using visualization. Every morning, before anything else, I gave myself 5 minutes. I would close my eyes and mentally travel to a quiet lake I used to visit as a child. I remembered the smell of the pine trees, the way the water glistened in the early morning sun, the sound of the wind brushing through the tall grass. For those 5 minutes, I was not in crisis. I was not overwhelmed. I was free. And something amazing happened. Even though nothing changed on the outside, I changed on the inside. I began to feel grounded again, capable, clear. That's the power of visualization. You can do this too, right now, tonight, tomorrow morning, anytime your world feels too loud. Here's how to begin. Find a quiet place where you won't be interrupted just for a few minutes. Close your eyes and take 23 deep breaths. Imagine a place where you feel completely safe, calm, and at ease. It can be a real place, a memory, or something your mind creates. Engage your senses in the scene. What do you see? What sounds are present? How does the air feel on your skin? Are there scents? How does your body feel in this space? Stay there. Let your body soften into the scene. Let your thoughts slow down. Let yourself rest. Now here's the best part. The more you practice visualizing peace, the stronger your inner sanctuary becomes. Eventually, you won't need 5 minutes. You'll be able to return to that place with just a single breath, a single image, a single memory. It becomes your reset button, your refuge, your secret weapon in a noisy world. You may not always have control over your external environment. People will still demand your time. Life will still throw curveballs. But what you can control is the space you create within. And that space, when nurtured, can become the most peaceful, powerful place you know. So the next time your world feels overwhelming, close your eyes, take a breath, and go somewhere that reminds you of who you really are, calm, whole, and deeply safe. Because your mind may wander, but you can always find your way back home. Let me ask you something simple but powerful. What do you say to yourself when no one else is listening? That quiet voice in the back of your mind, one that whispers in the moments between all the noise, what is it saying? Because here's a truth we rarely talk about. The words you speak to yourself shape the world you experience. We often try to fix our outer world, more goals, more effort, more strategy. But most of the chaos, most of the anxiety, most of the pain starts from within. From a deep inner narrative that plays on repeat, sometimes without us even noticing. I'm not enough. I'll never be calm. There's something wrong with me. I should have done more. I can't handle this. Sound familiar? These thoughts aren't just passing clouds. They're mental programming. And the longer we leave them unchecked, the more they become our identity. But here's the good news. You don't have to believe every thought that enters your mind. You can speak new ones into existence. You can choose your inner dialogue on purpose. That's where the practice of positive affirmations begins. Affirmations are simple, intentional statements you repeat to yourself, not because they're magical words, but because they help you rewire the belief system that shapes your entire life. When you say something like, I am calm, I allow things to flow, I am safe, I am returning to myself, you are not just saying pretty sentences. You are training your nervous system. You are soothing your emotional brain. You are reinforcing a new identity, one rooted in self-trust, peace, and presence. And the most powerful time to use affirmations? When you breathe. Try this with me. Close your eyes for a moment and take a slow breath in. As you inhale, say in your mind, I am calm. Now exhale, I let go. Breathe in, I am safe. Breathe out, I return to myself. Let each breath carry your words deeper. Let each phrase soften your system just a little more. This is how transformation happens, not all at once, but breath by breath. I'll be honest with you, when I first learned about affirmations, I dismissed them. I thought, just saying words to myself, that won't change anything. But at that point, I had tried almost everything else. I had read the books, listened to the podcasts, pushed through the anxiety, and still I felt disconnected from myself. So I gave it a chance. And the shift didn't happen overnight, but it happened. Each morning, before checking my phone, I'd sit for 2 minutes and repeat a few simple affirmations. Sometimes it felt robotic. Sometimes it felt fake. But eventually, it started to feel real. Not because the world around me changed, but because I did. And when your inner world shifts, your outer world responds. Suddenly, I wasn't reacting to every inconvenience. I wasn't consumed by thoughts of what I lacked. I started speaking to myself like someone I actually cared about. Like a friend, a partner, a soul worth supporting. Because I am. And so are you. Affirmations work best when they're present tense. I am, I allow, I choose. Personal I, not you or they. Emotional, they make you feel something when you say them. Repeated daily, consistency matters more than perfection. Even better, pair them with breathing. Make them part of your morning. Say them during your walk. Use them before sleep. Whisper them when anxiety hits. They are portable peace. A practice that costs nothing but gives everything. Here are a few affirmations you can begin with. I am calm, even when the world is not. I allow life to flow through me with ease. I am worthy of rest, of softness, of stillness. I trust myself to handle what comes. I don't need to chase peace, create it. Speak them out loud if you can. Or write them in a journal. Or silently breathe them in and out. And if part of you says, but I don't believe this yet, that's okay. You're not saying affirmations because they're already true. You're saying them because you're training your mind to believe them. To let them in. To let them grow. You're not faking it. You're planting seeds. So the next time that harsh inner voice rises up, trying to pull you back into stress, self-doubt, or fear, pause, take a breath, and speak something new. Because your mind is listening. And every word you feed it, whether in fear or in love, comes part of who you are becoming. Let that voice be kind. Let it be powerful. Let it be yours. Let me ask you something simple, but honest. When was the last time you gave yourself 5 minutes, just 5, without distractions, without noise, without pressure, just to be? We often think that we need an entire day off, a weekend getaway, or a spiritual retreat to feel calm again. But you don't need a plane ticket to reset. You don't need an hour-long meditation session. You don't need perfect conditions. What you need is presence. And sometimes, all it takes is 5 minutes. In our hyper-connected, overstimulated world, 5 minutes of mindful pause is no small thing. It's a rebellion, a reset, a reclaiming of your nervous system. Because let's face it, most of us are running on autopilot. Wake up, check our phones, answer emails, handle pressure, keep moving. We rarely stop. And when we do stop, we still don't really stop. We scroll, we react, we absorb more information. And we call that rest. But real rest is not passive. It's intentional. So today, I want to share with you a practice I call the 5-minute reset. It's simple, it's gentle, and it's something you can build into your daily routine, morning, noon, or night. No matter how busy your life is, you can do this. Here's how it works. Step 1. Put your phone on silent. Or better yet, turn it off. You've given the world your attention all day. Now, give yourself 5 sacred minutes of disconnection. This is your space, a container of quiet. Even if you're in a noisy room, this is your internal silence. Step 2. Take 35 deep, conscious breaths. Breathe in through your nose. Let it fill your belly. Hold. Then exhale through your mouth slowly. Let your shoulders fall. Let your jaw unclench. Let your breath remind your body, we're safe now. We can soften. Breath is the bridge between your busy mind and your quiet core. Step 3. Move your body gently. Stretch your arms above your head. Roll your neck from side to side. Rotate your shoulders. Stand up and shake out your hands. Release what you've been holding physically and energetically. Your body stores tension long after your mind has moved on. Give it a chance to let go. Even just one mindful stretch can say, "I see you. I care for you. We're not rushing right now." Step 4. Repeat 12 calming affirmations. These aren't just words. They're energetic resets. Say something like, "I am here now. Peace is available to me in this moment. I let go of what I can't control. I return to myself." Breathe in the affirmation. Breathe out the tension. You're not trying to fix anything. You're just shifting the channel. From reaction to presence. From chaos to calm. From noise to stillness. No pause. How do you feel? Maybe your thoughts are still swirling. That's okay. Maybe your breath feels softer. Maybe your chest feels lighter. Or maybe for the first time today, you feel just a little more connected to you. This is what 5 minutes of intention can do. And the magic isn't in doing it once. It's in doing it daily. You see, we don't always need to escape life to recharge. We just need to interrupt the spiral. We need a small momenta break in the current. Choose a different rhythm. It's like pressing reset on your emotional operating system. Because left unchecked, the world will run you. It will convince you that there's no time to breathe. That 5 minutes of pause is wasted. That stillness is weakness. But you and I both know. Stillness is power. Silence is sacred. And your nervous system is begging you to listen. I've had days where 5 minutes saved me. When my anxiety was too loud and my thoughts too heavy. When I was on the edge of overwhelm but couldn't cancel the meeting, skip the responsibility, or stop the world. But I could stop myself. Just for 5 minutes. Breathe. Stretch. Ground. Affirm. And when I returned to my life, I didn't feel behind. I felt aligned. And that made all the difference. So here's your invitation. Once a day, just one, set a timer for 5 minutes. Walk away from your screens. Come back to your breath. Come back to your body. Come back to your inner voice. Let that 5-minute space become a ritual. A reset. A reunion with yourself. And remember, you don't need more time. You need more presence. And presence only ever begins now. Let me begin with this. Your phone is loud, but your soul whispers. We live in a world that never turns off. From the moment we open our eyes, we are flooded with information. Notifications. Headlines. Emails. Noise. We reach for our phones before we even take our first conscious breath. And the moment we do, we're already somewhere else. In someone else's story. In someone else's urgency. In someone else's world. But here's the truth we often forget. Every time you pick up your phone, you put down your presence. Let's talk about something simple but powerful. Digital detox micro-moments. Not a full-day retreat. Not a month-long social media fast. Just small, intentional pauses woven into your daily life, quiet pockets where you unplug from the digital world so you can reconnect with your inner world. Why? Because silence is where clarity begins. And without space, your nervous system can't reset. Your mind can't breathe. Your spirit can't speak. So here's the invitation. Step 1. No phone for the first 15 minutes of your day. This might sound small, but it's radical in today's world. Think about it. The first few minutes of your day are like fresh soil. Whatever you plant there grows. If the first thing you see is an email, a headline, or a post designed to hook your attention, you're already handing over your peace before you've even sat up in bed. Instead, give yourself the gift of quiet. Stretch. Breathe. Sip water. Say a morning affirmation. Listen to your own thoughts before letting in the noise of the world. You don't need to meditate for an hour. Just protect your beginning. Set the tone before someone else does. Step 2. No phone during meals. We've normalized eating while scrolling, multitasking every bite, chewing while checking messages, swiping while sipping coffee. But what are we really feeding? Our bodies or our overstimulated minds? Try this. Next time you eat, just eat. Taste your food. Notice the textures. Feel the sensation of nourishment entering your body. Take 3 deep breaths before your first bite. It might feel awkward at first. even uncomfortable. But what you'll discover is presence, gratitude, simplicity. Food is sacred. So is silence. Let meals become a ritual of return back to your body, back to the moment. Step 3. Screen-free evenings before bed. We often treat sleep like an afterthought, something we crash into at the end of a busy day. But how you prepare for sleep deeply impacts the quality of your rest. The blue light from screens tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime. The mental stimulation from social media, emails, and entertainment doesn't allow your nervous system to wind down. So here's a gentle practice. Put away your screens at least 1 hour before bed. Use that time to slow down. Read a physical book. Take a warm shower. Stretch. Journal. Reflect. Light a candle. Breathe deeply. Let that final hour be a soft landing into the stillness of sleep, not a collision with overstimulation. You deserve to end your day with peace, not pixels. You see, a digital detox doesn't mean rejecting technology. It means reclaiming your attention. Because where your attention goes, your energy follows. And where your energy flows, your life is shaped. The more time you spend online, the further you drift from yourself. But every moment you put your phone down with intention is a moment you pick your presence back up. And that's the point of this practice. Not to disconnect from the world, but to reconnect with yourself. Let me share something personal. There was a time in my life when I was online constantly. I told myself I was being productive, responsive, informed. But deep down I was exhausted. I couldn't focus. My creativity dried up. I felt overwhelmed all the time, even when nothing was happening. Then one day, I decided to try something small. No phone for the first 15 minutes after waking. Just 15 minutes. And that tiny change changed everything. Instead of starting in panic, I started in peace. Instead of drowning in everyone else's urgency, I reclaimed my own pace. And from there, more micro moments followed. Meals without screens. Evenings with books instead of videos. More stillness. More clarity. More me. You don't need to delete all your apps. You don't need to disappear from the internet. You just need to make space. A little each day. A pause. A breath. A quiet choice to be here fully. Because in a world addicted to noise, stillness becomes your superpower. So here's your challenge. Try just one of these micro detoxes today. No phone for 15 minutes after waking. A screen-free meal. No scrolling 1 hour before bed. And notice what happens. Notice how your mind shifts. How your body softens. How your soul gently, quietly says thank you. Because deep down, what you're truly craving isn't more content. It's more connection. To the moment. To the breath. To yourself. And you can find it in it by doing more. But by doing less with greater intention. Let me leave you with this thought. Peace isn't somewhere out there. It's always been within you. I used to think I had to escape the world to feel calm. That maybe if I traveled far enough, worked hard enough, or fixed enough things in my life, the noise would finally stop. But it never did. Because what I was really searching for wasn't out there. It was inside me all along. I didn't need to disappear. I didn't need to become someone else. I just needed to come home to myself. You see, the mind is not your enemy. It's not a battlefield you need to conquer. It's more like a child, restless, curious, sometimes overwhelmed. It doesn't need to be silenced. It just needs to be heard. Gently, daily, lovingly. And when you begin to give it your attention, not judgment, not control, but presence, something powerful happens. The racing slows. The fog lifts. And you start to remember who you were beneath all the noise. Maybe you've spent years in survival mode. Always moving. Always responding. Always trying to keep it all together. But now maybe for the first time you are realizing that there's another way. A quieter way. A more connected way. A way that doesn't rely on everything outside of you being perfect. Just a few minutes a day. That's all it takes. A breath. A stretch. A moment of stillness. A word of kindness to yourself. These small acts aren't just relaxation, they're restoration. You're not just calming your body, you're reclaiming your center. And here's the most beautiful part. You can begin right now. Not when your schedule clears. Not when life finally slows down. Not when you feel ready. Right now. Right here. With one single breath. Take Take it with me. Inhale slowly, deeply. Exhale fully, gently. There. You've already started. Every time you pause, every time you breathe with intention, every time you listen to your own heart, you're coming back home. Home to clarity. Home to safety. Home to peace. Not because the world changed, but because you did. Because you remembered something the world wants you to forget. You don't have to earn stillness. You don't have to prove you're worthy of rest. You already are. So as you step back into your day, take this with you. Your breath is your anchor. Your body is your compass. Your presence is your power. You are not the noise. You are the silence underneath it. You are not the storm. You are the calm eye within it. And any time life feels too loud, too fast, too much, close your eyes, take a breath, and remember, peace lives here, in you, always. If this message spoke to you, I invite you to leave a comment below and let us know which part of this practice are you bringing into your life today. Subscribe for more content like this, gentle reminders to return to your power, your stillness, yourself. Watch our next video to continue your journey inward. Until then, breathe deeply, walk gently, and trust that your calm is never far away. It's just one breath back home. If this video helped you slow down, even just a little, if it gave your mind a moment of stillness or reminded your heart that you're not alone, then go ahead and tap the like button. Subscribe to Napoleon Hill Secrets for more peaceful moments like this. And if there's someone in your life who could use a little calm today's end this their way. You never know what a single breath or a single video can change. And remember this, you don't have to climb a mountain to find peace. You don't need to escape the noise of the world. You simply need to return to yourself. Inhale, exhale, you're already there.